Alright, peace and love, this is Dre and welcome to my channel again. I really appreciate you for watching, and in today's video I will be recapping my vacation to Accra, Ghana, and also I will be sharing 7 reasons on why you should visit Ghana, or if you're thinking about moving there, why you may want to make that move right now. So I was in Ghana for over 2 weeks. I actually was able to gather so much information about the country, the people, and the culture. This was my second time going. I went twice in 1 year, and I had an amazing time. What they say, like, so nice you had to do it twice, that is definitely true. I definitely had to go there again. I had a great time in Ghana. I love that country. But be sure to stick around for the entire video, as I'm going to be discussing the cost of living, nightlife, food and food options, what dating looks like, and some other dope topics that I'm sure you will find interesting and insightful. All right, let's get started. Reason number 1, and probably the most important reason on why you should consider moving to Ghana, or why you should visit Ghana, is because of the affordability and the cost of living. I mean, who doesn't want a nice discount, right? Now, if you're watching this and you live in the States, you know how expensive it is just to survive. Rent in the States is sky high. Currently, the housing market is upside down. And truthfully, most folks that live in the States are living paycheck to paycheck and are barely keeping their heads above water. Like, that's the reality. When you truly think about it, it's very unfortunate, and it's like very disheartening. But let me provide you with some hope. And so while I was in Ghana, I was able to speak with some realtors and property owners inquiring about apartments, homes, and how to get an apartment as a non-Ghanaian citizen. And most importantly, how much is it to rent an apartment or a home? Depending on your budget, there are different qualities of homes or apartments that you can reside in. I was able to come across primarily like furnished homes and apartments in upscale expat communities in Ghana, specifically in Accra, which is the main city, it's the capital. And it is very possible to get a 1 or 2 bedroom furnished apartment for as low as $1,000 per month. And that $1,000 per month, you living comfortably, as that is on the higher end scale. And again, these apartments are furnished, so buying furniture is not an absolute necessity. I was able to see other apartments that were cheaper that range anywhere between $200 per month to $800 per month. The main contingency on the price is how far away it is from the city center. And you know, just like in most cities in the States, the closer you are to the main city, the more expensive the rent will be. So of course, as I drifted away from the city center, I realized that rent was cheaper than it would be in Accra. All right, so reason number 2 on why you should visit Accra, Ghana, or why you should consider moving there. And this is more specific to me and my community, and that is because I was immersed around Black people all of the time, and I absolutely loved it and enjoyed it. In my last video, I spoke about one of the reasons I wanted to leave the United States was the constant intrusion of racism. Black folks in America know racism is exhausting, and I realized that it was significantly impacting, like my anxiety, my stress levels, and other mental and emotional triggers. Now, leaving to go to Ghana is not going to solve all of your problems when it comes down to race and racism. But one of the benefits that I realized is that as I walked around in Accra and engaged with people and talked with people, I for the first time recognized that I was just a man. But right, my race was never a dynamic in my conversations or like interactions. That gave me this, just type of boost. It was very exhilarating for me, and it seemed as if all of my interactions were positive and good. But let me take that back. There was some conversations that I had where I was dealing with somebody where they was maybe having a bad day, or maybe they was just hating. But overall, my interactions with Ghanaians were pretty positive. Actually, Ghanaians are considered some of the nicest people on the planet, like no cap. Let me give y'all a story. So to contextualize things, I'm from West Baltimore. I grew up in somewhat financially impoverished community, and fighting, like literally seeing people fight, was very normal for me to see. Whether if it was at school or in the neighborhood, seeing people fight was not like a shocker. So while I was in Ghana, I remember speaking with several people, like both men and women, and I asked them, have they ever gotten into a fight or wanted to fight or hit somebody? And each time their answer was no. And I was like kind of just taken aback. I was kind of shocked because my reality growing up was that fighting was generally the first or second answer to the problem. So seeing and engaging with people who didn't even really get into like any physical altercations and didn't see fighting as a resolution, it was very different and enlightening for me. All right, so for this next one, I'm going to do reasons number 3 and number 4 together because they essentially coexist with one another, and that is dating and nightlife. Now, dating is very subjective, right? It's contingent upon what you like, what type of people you date, and what exactly you're looking for. And so while I was there, I was just looking to get to know people and date. But my personal experience while dating in Ghana, was that it was very different, but I had an amazing time with it. I met some beautiful women, some who was born and raised in Ghana, some were Nigerian, and some was like from other neighboring countries, you know, next to Ghana. But all in all, those women were absolutely dope. They were beautiful inside and out, and real talk, they looked out for me a lot. Definitely when I needed help with like translating, or if I was like engaging with the merchant, they would help me out. And despite the cultural difference of me being a Black American and they being West African, we was able to connect on a lot of things which made us both comfortable at first, but at the same time, there were differences which gave us space to learn from one another. With this next one, nightlife, bruh, it's beyond what you think. It was absolutely insane, and that's in a good way. So I lived in Atlanta, and the nightlife in Atlanta is very vibrant, it's diverse, it's very fun. You have some spots of what we call like a hole in the wall, and you have some really nice, elegant places that you can go to in Atlanta. But when I went out and experienced the nightlife in Accra, it was absolutely amazing and dope. The venues are pretty much brand new. I would say most of the places were less than 7 years old, and so they were all really nice and upkept. And you know, generally, when you go to a nice venue, you're going to pay a lot of money for the food, for the entertainment, or whatever that they're offering. But because the dollar carries a lot of value there, you can go to these places, you know, these nice, elegant places, and you won't spend no more than 30, 40 US dollars. You know, for you and your date to enjoy a nice meal, have drinks, have a hookah, and just to overall have a good time. So here are a few of the places I went to. This first place is called Polo Lounge. Really nice, really nice. Very elegant, sits right on the beach, very upscale. And actually the night that I went there, I think Burna Boy was there, or he was coming there that night or something, I forget. All right, here's another spot. It's called Bloom Bar, and Bloom Bar is always a good vibe and go to. Food is good, drinks are good, and they play a mixture of Ghanaian and American like hip hop artists, which offers a really good blend. Definitely if you don't listen to a lot of Afrobeat and things like that. But Bloom Bar is always a good time. It's always a good time there. All right, this next spot is called Rose Garden. Now, Rose Garden is a brunch spot, definitely for the ladies who love to brunch and take pictures and videos, you know, for the gram and TikTok. Or if you're wanting to go on a nice date, I would definitely recommend Rose Garden. And this last venue I'm going to show y'all is one that I really like, and it is called Sky Bar 25, which had very similar vibes and aesthetics to Polo Lounge. It was like, you know, very exquisite, it seemed exclusive, it was elegant, and it gave a sense of this upscale, type of vibe. But everybody was there, really just to have fun. So yeah, if you are looking to go to Accra and you're wanting to do something, whether that be at Polo Lounge or, Rose Garden during the day, check out some of those locations. I promise you, they will not disappoint. All right, so if you're still sticking around and watching this video, I got two things to say. One is good and one is bad. So I'm gonna give y'all the bad news first. The bad is that I'm gonna have to stop here with this week's video, but I promise you, I will be back next week with a continuation. The good news is, of course, I will be back next week, and these next 2 reasons on why you need to visit Ghana or why you need to consider moving to Ghana is going to absolutely blow your mind and will probably get you to start packing your bags as soon as possible ASAP. Remember to like this video, and in the comment section below, tell me what country would you move to in a heartbeat if you could. Peace and love, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next week. Stay blessed.